spin your mind around the carousel. Oh. What's up, y'all? I hope I don't have. You know what? I feel a little bare. I feel a little bare. How y'all doing? So we're gonna fix that real quick. That's a little better. All right. What's up, people? How y'all doing? Last tea time of 2019. Most likely. I might surprise y'all, but right now. So, what's up, everybody? All right, so since this is the last of the year, I just figured I'll come to y'all, and so I was gonna talk about the third eye today. That's what I said. So I guess I shall. Also, love has been on my mind, so it might be a two-parter. Because I've been contemplating love. And so it's been on my mind. What specifically about love? Well, real love. You know? So, let me start out by saying what's up to everybody in 2019. This year has been a very interesting year for me. I got into the social media thing, and some interesting people came into my life. Had a change in a job situation. Became an official author. Started me some podcasts. Yeah, I got one more on the way before the year's out. So a lot is going on in a year's time. And so, yeah, I'm just reflecting a little bit. I think for this year, though. Oh, but first let me tell y'all why it's going to be no tea time next week. Because I think next week is the last one, right? I'll be moving. So there's a transition that's going to be taking place for me. And I'll be moving. And I'm actually not sure. That's why I said maybe, because I'm not sure how I'm going to do tea time. This will be the last one. And I figured since we're at the end of the year, then I'll go ahead and, you know what though? That might change. That might definitely change. I just don't know. I'm in flux right now, so we'll see. So I will let y'all know as it goes along, but I am having some changes going on. All right. So I'll still be doing the regular posts, and I'll still do the podcast. So if y'all check out the podcast, matter of fact, let me go ahead and put that info up here. I haven't been doing my posts lately. I just got a lot going on, y'all. Y'all gotta understand, look, sometimes it gets that way. And I can't do it on here. So, um, so yeah. So I'll still be around. I'm not sure how often or whatever, but I'll still be around. It's just that right now, especially this week, I need to concentrate on my little my movement. So um that is where the concentration is. It's like, it's something like a move. It's like I try not to make too much of it because I'm not new to moving or anything like that. I'm a traveler, and so I often have I've moved quite a bit. I've lived a bunch of places and I've traveled a lot back in the day. I think since I've been here though, I haven't traveled too much, but you know, it shouldn't be much of a deal for me myself. But yep. So I'm kind of gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna give details or whatever. I'm just going, I'm gonna share with y'all as I'm going along, little, here and there, whatever. But yeah. So because I'm a traveler, now I see. I don't want to. I want to be on here sounding irresponsible, whatever. But I am doing something that most people don't do when they move. I've done it actually with my a while ago, which is move. Um, See, I don't even want to talk about it in detail. Let me just leave it at that, and I'm gonna share with y'all as I go along. So I'm saying goodbye to this cup in 2019 too. I've only had this particular cup during the tea time. Another cup for the tea time. Oh my goodness. Right. So yeah, I realized that. Um yeah, but my reflection on 2019, it's been a really interesting year for me. Ooh, I was eating popcorn earlier. I think that's the one thing you can eat where you can still have popcorn, but unless brush right after you eat it, it's still all kind of popcorn all through your mouth. um, so my year began with this transition with the tea time and everything. I think I began it in January, and so thanks to you all out there and everything, um, that I started doing this because of the overwhelming and interest and everything. Everybody was coming at me at once and whatnot. So, but this is the way I chose to respond and everything. Um, and it really is an awesome thing that happened because I didn't tell anybody at the time. I was really I was depressed. And so the significance of me being in the bed was that I was depressed, and it really signifies the depression that I was in. And those of you who've been there, might be there right now, might have experienced before, been around people who have experienced depression, is that one of the things that happens is the person no longer wants to do normal things. You know, sometimes a person who's depressed doesn't want to get out of the bed. like at all. And I was there. Then what's interesting is even though I was getting all this attention, I was still depressed and everything. Y'all kind of helped me get out of it. Like y'all, it was you all helped in getting me out of it. But I still was depressed when I first started and everything. And yeah, so I just kept it in the bed, just cause that's where it all began or whatever. So, but yeah, that was the that's why, yeah. And what I'll do if is I'm gonna run the I'm probably gonna repost my first tea time for y'all during the week of Kwanzaa. I'll probably repost that first week of tea time. Maybe the first 2 or 3. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but definitely the first one. And the first one is funny because the first one I think I was doing shout outs for the whole thing. I'm surprised I didn't get any hits on that one because I think I was jamming music and the whole nine. Like no idea about how this all worked. So yeah. But I appreciate everybody who you know just hit me up and just wouldn't, y'all wouldn't let me stay that way, I tell you. And I'm glad because it helped. Not only did it help me get out of depression, it made me want to think about how I can help others going through the same thing, which is where Inner Work Journal comes from. And so y'all gonna always hear me talk about this thing here because it really was the other part of me coming out of depression. And so yeah, doing those steps every day makes a huge difference. And whether it's you or someone you know, or just something that you get familiar with because it's good to do in general, go ahead. It's still on the page for download, which that's going to change the years coming in. So go ahead and download that, or you can check out the Inner Work Journal podcast. And you can do it with me. Now I have a podcast, and you can do it along with me. Just a different way for you to get it in. And yeah, so I think that's the main takeaways from 2019. Y'all got me on this internet here, on Facebook and YouTube, and then I think the Inner Work Journal to me is the greatest thing that came out of the year as far as my whole situation is concerned. Of course, me getting out of depression, but that I'm able to share that and hopefully help others in the process. Yeah, so yeah, but it's been interesting. Your girl fell in love. And that's been interesting. Probably why I want to talk about love today. But I probably won't get to it because I need to talk about the third eye. I said I was going to talk about the third eye. I want to go ahead and do that. Yeah, love is one of those things where you just never know. So, that your girl, I should say rose in love, right? It's a big deal for me. It doesn't, it's not something that happens for me often. So, that was big for me. And love is all, love is beautiful. Love is beautiful. Love is one of those experiences where, especially if it's true love, because that's a rare thing to experience. If you can have, that real experience, it's a beautiful thing. And so, yeah. 2019. So that will be memorable about this year for me. So, and to commemorate that, in one of my books that I published was my book of poetry. So y'all can go ahead and check that out on Amazon. It's all about that love that sprang out for me this year. So yeah, it's interesting how inspired you get when you're in love. And so me in my poetry, y'all know I was doing poetry a whole lot earlier in the year and everything. And so yeah. And that's one of the effects of being in love. Love also makes you be inspired in other ways. When you love, you know, you love with the right person, that person will push you toward things that you want to do. And so you're inspired more to do the things that you want to do, things that make you smile and happy, feel joy. And so, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I encourage everybody to have that experience, a true experience, though. It's beautiful. There's one thing that I shared earlier this year about something that I think Joe Dispenza said about love. Now this is a scientist. It's coming from a scientist, so it's a scientific study, and he said being in love, when you're in love, you're the most conscious that you can be. So it's not only good, for feelings of emotional connection, mental, physical, all of that stuff. It's good, for yourself or your spirit. You're the most conscious while you're in love. And to me, that explains why we seek it. Like we want to have that experience. Everybody wants that love from what? Love Jones came to mind. Oh no, Love Jones didn't have a happy ending, did it? The Notebook comes to mind. And I have never seen this movie in entirety, but Gone with the Wind came to mind. I've not seen that movie in full. But we got hundreds of movies about just this experience of love. And yeah, it's good for you. It's good for you. I'm not surprised that, science has revealed this in ways, you know. Um, it reminds me of that other study that I talked about with Dr. Emoto and the words of love and gratitude had the experiment show up as these beautiful formations that came about. And so that's inside us being made up of water. Like, of course, it's good. Of course it is. Yeah. 2019. I've come in contact with some interesting folks. I've I've learned some things spiritually about myself and getting into, spirituality, finding out more about things that I've had, experiences that I've had, and trying to share them. And so, and kind of making a decision to do that because it was really a decision to do that. I think with my experience and everything, I just felt like I learned that, um, that's what all comes down to for me. How you doing, Ketis? That's what it all comes down to, and I just want to share. And so, um, that's what I do. And we'll see how that goes and everything, because sometimes you can um, you can be touched to want to do something, and I want to have an effect on people though. So it depends on how effective I am in this, on whether I continue this direction or whatever. But yeah, that's one big thing about this year. That's good to hear, Ketis. I'm glad you're joining me. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm just recapping the year and the things that 2019 and what I got out of it and stuff like that. How was your year? Okay. Well, maybe he peeked in, but it was a pretty interesting year. Now, I've had some struggles, and y'all know I don't really talk about the other side, but I've had some struggles, some large, woo, challenges as well, and so it's been interesting. But I think when it comes to challenges in life, challenges test your resolve. Challenges let you know, how much you've grown, how much you still need to grow, and you kind of got to go into your shadows and all of that. And before this year, I wouldn't have called it shadows, but I got a little bit of, more insight into some things. And so I know it's just shadows that you deal with doing these challenges and stuff. So it's interesting because you think that you're good. Sometimes you think you got it. You got the lesson. It's good. You can check it off. But then something happens, and guess what? Not quite yet. And so that's some of the stuff that comes up when you have challenges. But I've I can see where I've grown, and I can see where I could, I still have improvement to do. Yeah. And so yeah. I don't know what it is about the challenges and the negative aspects of life, because I like to have fun and smile and my personality. It just is. I'm not one who wants to go there with y'all like that. I rather I rather share smiles and laughter. I know we all know that we're gonna have challenges in life. We part with our loved ones. I think that's the first challenges that we all face. We've lost some people this year, some celebrities, I think that's the first major challenges that we face as humans, or whatever. But then in our personal lives, it's so. And no, I just rather would share the smiles with you and the joys with you rather than those things. I'll talk about them. That's what one of the purposes of the inner work journal is, because I know that it's people out there who, like me, full of smiles and joy and laughter. And if you didn't know me personally, you wouldn't know that I was going through. And there are a lot of people out there like that, you know. So for those people, they don't need to really change who they are to have to deal with something like, depression. Just know how to, you know, how to start doing things to help yourself. How to, help someone who might be going through, how to, where things that can take place, things that can happen and help people deal with things that they go through. Instead of trying to force somebody out of how they are, because some people, they will never show you that something's wrong. But, I'd rather push something like the Inner Work Journal on somebody that, I care about rather than something bad happening. So yeah, challenges are one of those things, but I just don't like to get into it. I prefer the smiles. Yeah. Which makes me think about the chakra creative endeavor, which I still haven't really got into quite yet. But everything I talk about, I'm eventually, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there, y'all. I'm gonna get there. So 2019. I also got down to a nice size that I like this year. You can't really tell on camera though, but um, I might lose a little bit more. I was trying to figure out how I'm gonna go ahead and start this. When I'm gonna do the cleanse with y'all again, because it's time. Plus, I gotta release this book that I put together about this. I told y'all about the book. I had the pre-orders and everything, and I still, have yet to release it, which is gonna happen, like I said, this month. So, I'll post everything when I do it. So yeah. But we got to do it. It's time to do it again. Now, I also been telling y'all that I'm going to be becoming vegan, a vegetarian now. I've been vegetarian for most of the year, so I'm not sure. Sometimes you got to go ahead and do it, even if you're not 100% ready, because sometimes you'll never be 100% ready. And then what? You want to try something new or different. You want to travel somewhere. You want to take a risk and do something, with your life. But like skydiving, for instance, I'm not, look, I'm putting skydiving in the mix. I don't think I'm jumping out a plane. I seen, you know what it is? I know some people actually who did that in the military, who have bad knees and whatnot. So I'm not interested in that. Parasailing maybe. But for someone who wanted to say skydive, I think that's too extreme. Let me say somebody who wanted to ski a large hill. That's better, right? So, that person may talk themselves out of it 100 times. So you don't want to necessarily wait to be ready for everything. You gotta kind of sometimes you gotta just do it, you know. And so that's what I'm considering in these last few days of the year because I'm determined to do it. It's just about when. So I may take the plunge as the year comes in. I may, but I haven't been absolute on it. I'm still vegetarian. I think biggest thing, my biggest issue is cheese. I don't want to give up cheese. Oh man, I don't want to give up cheese, but if I can give it up, I'm good. I don't have anything that I'm gonna really miss from being a vegetarian. Now, as a meat eater, I didn't really have a big. I think in my mind, when I was before I gave up meat, that I was going in the direction of vegetarian anyway. Because before I gave up meat, I went to a chicken and fish diet, and I was on that for a couple of years. It was mostly chicken and fish. I did that for a couple of years before I gave up meat. And so when I gave up meat, I wasn't even eating that much meat. You know what I mean? But now I'm vegetarian. I don't even eat that much dairy. So, um, like I said, we'll see. We'll see. 2020, I may just go ahead and do the plunge into the vegan lifestyle. I'm gonna inform you. I'll let y'all know. But 2019, I was vegetarian and am vegetarian now. So yeah. 2019. I'll tell you popcorn. I'll tell you if you want to eat something and still be eating for the next few hours, eat some popcorn. Oh man. All right. 2019. That's pretty much my year. As the year ends, I do I update my goals, stuff like that. I really haven't see I don't talk about that. But 2020 is on the way. 2020 is on the way. We have how many days? 10 or 9? So in 2020, y'all can expect from me in 2020, y'all see this podcast stuff going on. And yeah, so y'all see this podcast stuff going on that was started. And then I told you I have one more, and that's the Beat Earner Line one. Um, so I don't like to talk and not do. So I'm just going to make sure that I have done everything. I have everything that I told you that I would do. I'm gonna make sure that it gets done in 2020 if it hasn't already, gotten started or whatever. 2020. 2020 going to be full of some surprises. Maybe some change in direction. Excuse me. because I want to talk to y'all about stuff I've been talking to y'all about, which is the chakras and the inside. You know what I mean? Because that to me is like key. And so, um, yeah, it's so key. And there's so much to know about that. And then because of these changes with YouTube is going on, which I believe, you know, when a major company like YouTube doesn't change, it kind of will catch on. So it's probably going to be a chain reaction of things. We got to keep that in mind, y'all. We got to make sure that the kids are, you know, we have something for the kids too. We got to have something for the kids. And it's interesting because, you know, until somebody makes something an issue, don't think it is one. But yeah. And I was having a talk recently about it. And yes, kids are supposed to have the influences of the parents. And yes, in a perfect world, that's the way it is. However, we know how things are right now. And so, single parents, especially, you know, I was a single parent. And so, my heart goes out to single parents. I know how tough that lifestyle is. But for people who are not aware what single parenthood is like, single parent consists of a woman who hopefully has support of her family, but not necessarily, who has to take care of her kids, keep her household together, make money, go to work, pay bills, tend to every need of the house, of the kids, of herself, and everything in between. And in that, because my mom was also a single parent for a time, in that there's a gap that usually happens where the child has a lot of free time because mom is working, or mom works, and by the time everybody gets home, the only thing they have time for is to eat and get ready for the next day. So between the hours of, what is it, 2:30 now, 2:30, 3 o'clock, and 7, those are the worst times for kids because that's when they get in trouble. Now that, you know, everybody's online now, I think it's a little bit less, but now they're open to the internet. You know what I mean? Anyway, kids are something we gotta consciously think about as far as making sure we keeping them straight. Because parents should be there, are there, but sometimes the situations don't allow for the parents to be there in 100% capacity because of a number of things. So, yeah, that's something to think about in 2020. Yeah, so that's it. As far as in general, it's gonna be some things that pop up, of course. Um, I've been talking for a while. I don't have enough time to go over the third album right now because I think it requires me more than rushing through it. So I'm gonna start off. Well, you know what? I'm not even gonna talk about what I'm going to do because I'm not sure about while I'm in the flux state how things are gonna go. So we'll see. Might surprise y'all. I may surprise y'all and do something, between now and New Year's, whatever. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, as the year comes in, some changes are taking place. So I hope everybody is doing well and they got their goals and aspirations for the year. You know, I try to sit with them at least 3 times a year. And I've gotten away from that because things for my life has been like all over the place, but it's good to do. And not only once a year. So a lot of people do it this time of the year because it's the end of the year, but it's also good to do it, you know, maybe a couple more times a year. You look at different areas of your life and kind of see where you want to go with each area. And then see how you're doing. You got to do like a progress thing. So the second time you look at it, maybe in April, you want to look at it, see how much progress you made, where you need to update, where you need to make changes. And there's so many different areas that we work on. You got to do that. But then you might want to look at it again around end of the summer, you know, and do it again. So that's good to do. And you know, I've gotten some comments about how I come across and how I speak, especially on my podcast, because I'm very opinionated. And it's just me. It's just me. I was reading something this week actually that it was real on point as far as I'm concerned, and it was talking about the life path numbers. And I'm a life path 6. And so with this article I was reading, it said that I take on, or people in life path 6 kind of take on like the nurturing kind of um the nurturing spirit, I would say. I'm not on verbatim, of course, but um where they're like trying to tell folks, instruct folks and help folks along. And that's the life path 6. And I thought that was so interesting to read because that's kind of how I am. And I've had people take offense with that, but it's just who I am. I promise you, it's who I am. Do not be, I understand that you can take offense and think that I'm being judgmental or, um, you know, I don't know, you might think I'm out of pocket, but it's just how I am. And most people that come across me feel that way. Um, I can tell you, just this year, um, I've, I've met a couple people who thought I was trying to be like their mom, and it wasn't that. I'm just being me. But they took it like I was trying to be like their mom or whatever. And it's like, no, I'm just being me. It's just the way I am. Yeah. And so, yeah. It's like, you ever read your horoscope and or about your horoscope and it says something that's exactly like your personality? Like, dang. I was like, dang, when I read this article, I was like, dang, that's me for real. And so, yeah, that's me. So, and that's just how I am. So when y'all listen to my podcast and when y'all finally look at when I finally released the Be Earn a Line one, it's all me. I'm very opinionated, and my hope is that I can help. Really, it's really about helping. You know, I want to prevent young ladies from making mistakes that are not necessary to make in order for them to become young women and grow into, respectable women. And men just like to be our men. Like I love men, and I think that society kind of makes men all kind of go different directions and everything. And but yeah, I mean, I think men like to hear from the women out here who are not out here buck wild. So so you know, but I kind of don't talk about that too much because I think that comes off kind of weird sometimes. But no, we gotta love and uphold the men's because yeah, that's important. And so yeah, check out the podcast. I'm gonna say I don't want to give any timelines, but y'all see the links everywhere, and I will probably be posting stuff or whatever about them or whatever soon. All right. 2020. So yeah, I anticipate myself doing some traveling in 2020. So I'm gonna bring y'all along as I travel. That I'm excited for. I haven't been traveling like I like to do in a while, and so I'm excited for that. Share with y'all, just to share, you know. It's something that when you like to travel and you not traveling for whatever reason. Well, for me, I find myself looking at travel videos and stuff like that because I'm like, dang, dang, I wish I could travel right now, but unfortunately, yeah. So I'm gonna make sure that I do, even if it's just in the States, because it's a lot of different places just in our country to see. Like you don't have to really travel far to go to some beautiful places. I have been to some really nice places. I can share one of my favorite places that someone shared with me some years ago in Georgia. It's beautiful, Callaway Gardens, and so I might actually go there this year because I might be in that area. But it's beautiful, and probably like you, I had never heard of it before, but it is really a beautiful place. And so there are a lot of gems that around the country like that you just don't know until you know about it. Until you're trying to like explore and see what's out there and stuff. It's a lot of stuff, and probably close to you. You don't even have to go far. It can be a short ride, a short drive, and so it's good to take advantage of places when you're there. Because one of the things that I find that happens is I'll live in a place, and then it's not until I'm about to leave, I'm like, dang, I didn't even go see this, and I didn't even get to go see that. And I never went over there to see that. Like stuff all around me that I didn't go and check out. But I've been here for a few years, and so yeah, so it's good to go explore. Yeah. You can travel without having to take a vacation. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. 2020. 2020. And so we'll see what happens in the personal life area. Um, I'm always loving to love. So, you know, it'd be great to maintain that. I really wanted to look up that Joe Dispenza that study that he did about love. I'm probably just gonna post a link. I'm gonna post a link. It where he talks about how good love is for consciousness, whatever. Yeah. But you know, that's one area I think we're not even able to plan unless we already got somebody that we really committed to, whatever. Whether you in engaged or a long term relationship or get ready to get married or something. It's not something that you can plan for. So we'll see what 2020 brings, as far as that's concerned. And yeah, I'm going to be hitting y'all up about this book, this one that I haven't yet released with this cleanse. I promise y'all some exercise videos. I shall deliver. We're going to make sure that the shell is tight. All right. And I got to give y'all some pointers and tips and stuff. So y'all going to see that as well. Yeah. The cleanse, though, it's only, well, I only recommend it every once in a few months. Once every, maybe 3 months. I mean, people, it depends on you, basically. You know, it's meant to, for me, it's meant for a starting point of something else that you want to do. You know, so I think in becoming a vegan, though, it can give you an idea of what it's like to go without all of the junk and the meats and the other and stuff like that. But me myself, I wouldn't tell anybody to do something without be like, it has to be a little bit of a gradual process. I would say cold turkey. That's what I was trying to think of. I wouldn't suggest cold turkey for anything that somebody's trying to do. It needs to be some kind of transition that has to go on. Otherwise, I don't think it sticks. So if you want to lose weight, if you want to start changing your eating habits, if you want to start, changing your life, actually, it's kind of, you'll see. I'm going to be talking about this stuff. So 2020. 2020. And so it's on the way. Yeah. So when y'all say something, I'm gonna say something to y'all and giving y'all love and all of that. But it's almost done. I got maybe like 5 minutes left. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna stop saying at the beginning what I'm gonna talk about because it usually is changing. I'll say I'm about to talk about the color green, and it just does not seem to be working that way. So no, I'm gonna stop doing that. I've been talking about recapping 2019 and now what's up for 2020. Yeah. But when it all comes down to it, you can make plans for days, forever. Like, and what is the expression? Make plans and God will laugh at them or something like that. I think that's true too. I think when it comes to making plans, it should be more like making an agenda not something that's so specific that you cannot be flexible, you know, but having some kind of something that you want to accomplish, certain points and bullets that you want to check off, you know, because you need some flexibility in there because some things we can't control. And so have some flexibility in there. So that's how I'm treating my 2020. There's one area that I haven't had control over too much in 2019, and so I'm kind of not even wanting to put that on the list. It's like I don't even put it on the list because I'm gonna leave that until something is some things have to be kind of stable before it can go on the list. So that's one of them things, just like your relationship life. It's one of those things that you got some control over, but kind of sort of not really. So that's one of those things. And so yeah, in one area I gotta kind of play it by ear. But for y'all, you know, I hope that you all share things that you want to hear about and share things that you want me to talk about here or on the podcast. I'm kind of going to implement all of that on the Tea Times. And so Tea Times will be the podcast, combination of the few that I have going on. So it basically will be that. And I was talking about a few now it's been a few. I was talking about a few months ago about the dating situation, and that's still in effect. It's just that, like I said, and I keep on telling y'all, the guys are not stepping up the way I want them to, and so until that happens, you know, I'm not going to talk about it until that happens. Like, so I'm giving you an update now, and I'll do that every, you know, few weeks or so, but until I get the right what I'm looking for to happen, then it's gonna be what it is. And so, yep, that's that. It's unfortunate too because you know, I think I'm pretty open, but certain things I'm not going to be flexible with. You know, I think you gotta certain things that you want, you just gotta want and then put it out there, and those who shall respond will, and you know. And I don't think I'm a stubborn person, but this one way I want to do this, I think is it's just gonna let me continue without being distracted. If I can implement it all, it's less distraction. That's really what it's about. I don't want to I want it all together, you know? And so yeah, but nobody has stepped up to the plate the right way yet. Oh, I shouldn't say the right way. The Miss Stacy way yet. And the last thing I'll mention, because I said it, is the name change. That is still going to happen. I'll put up a poll. I tried to get y'all input on it. Nobody wanted to say anything. So these last few days of the year, I'm deciding on which route I want to go with that. And so I will be, you know, displaying that soon, because the year is right here. It's right here now. Yep. And so that's it, yeah. that has been 2019. So, y'all may or may not hear more from me this year, but 2020 is definitely on the way. So I'm gonna wish everybody to have enjoyable New Year's transition, and I'll see y'all again coming up. Either, like I said, I'll let y'all know if it's gonna be before 2020. But if it's not, I will see you all next year. Thank you. Thank you for just pulling me out. I mean, I'm really grateful. I know what things look like, y'all, but let me try to tell y'all, things are not always what they seem. So a couple of y'all have made mention of this, or things are not always what they seem. And so don't take things at what the surface shows you. You never know. You look at the water and it looks calm. And if you jump in and that shark is there to meet you, you just never know. So don't always go by what it appears to be. And that's what I'll say, because I've had a couple of comments come my direction about why I continue, and I don't have hundreds of people tuning in and this and that and other, but things are not always as what they appear to be. And so I will be continuing in 2020. So I'll see y'all definitely next year, maybe even sooner. Again, thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening in. I appreciate you. And much love. See y'all again. This is Miss Stacy. All right.